Welcome back to my G1 Retro Reviews. Today we're taking a look at the Season 2 episode, Blaster Blues. In this episode, we learn about how piracy is bad. Well, actually that's not true. In fact, we learn that, if you're an Autobot, it's the opposite. So, hey kids, make sure you go out and pirate all the media you can. You never know when you might be captured by the Decepticons, and the only way you can call for help is by piggybacking on their own pirated signal and playing copyrighted media. We begin this episode with Spike, Carly, and Blaster enjoying a rock concert, which is equal parts cute, weird, and annoying. It's cute that Spike and Carly are out on what seems like a date, but it's weird that Blaster is with them. He's even sitting between them so they can't sit together. What? Did Spike and Carly need an Autobot chaperone? And the concert itself is really annoying. It sounds like they're playing 2, maybe even 3 songs at the same time. And if you've seen some of my previous reviews, you know how much I dislike some of these repetitive generic songs in G1. Also, there's a lot of flashing lights. Now, I don't have photosensitive epilepsy, but I could see this possibly causing an issue for someone who does, which is why I'm only showing stills of the band here. If you do have that condition, and you plan to watch this episode for yourself, maybe skip the first minute in order to avoid it. But like I mentioned in previous episode reviews, I feel like this would have been the perfect opportunity for a little crossover and had this concert actually be Jem and the Holograms instead of some generic rock band. Although apparently this rock band was later retconned to be Cold Slither, who are from G.I. Joe. So I guess in a way this is a crossover, although not originally intended as one.
You are all under the spell of Cobra. You will do whatever we say.
Yes, Master!
Blaster then broadcasts the concert to his fellow Autobots, which is a big no-no, as I'm pretty sure that's illegal and violates a whole mess of copyright laws. Although maybe human laws don't apply to Autobots. Cosmos seems to enjoy the pirated livestream, but the Autobots back at the base, not so much. Aww, but Jazz seems to be enjoying it. Look at him dancing. So cute. Oh, and I guess this episode also marks the first appearance of Omega Supreme. He's only on Teletran 1's monitor at first, but we'll see him again in the flesh, or the metal, later in this episode. Meanwhile, a scientist is trying to broadcast his own signal into space in the search for extraterrestrial life. But unfortunately for him, the Decepticons answer. It is funny though how this scientist is looking for aliens when they already have the Autobots and Decepticons on Earth. Do they really want more aliens coming to Earth, who may bring their own war with them as well? The Decepticons steal the scientist's gizmo, bring it to Astrotrain, and they fly off into space. The Autobots search for the Decepticons, until Blaster and Cosmos eventually find their base on the moon. So it seems the Decepticons have their own moon base. It's just an Earth moon base instead of a Cybertron one. This is also a little reminiscent of the Decepticons in both Transformers Armada and Animated, who both had their own bases on the moon. So Blaster and Cosmos are captured by Astrotrain and the Decepticons.
So, Optimus Prime sent you to eavesdrop on our plans to conquer the Earth, did he? And this otherwise useless piece of scrap.
Hey, why is Megatron being so mean to Blaster and Cosmos? There's no need for that.
Starscream, Thundercracker, return to Earth.
Wow, is it just me, or were Starscream and Thundercracker perfectly in unison with each other? Maybe the Seekers should take up synchronized swimming. The Decepticons knock out all radio transmissions on Earth. And I like how we see Red Alert and Inferno working to put out a fire. I love seeing these two together. Which reminds me, I really need to go out and find their new Kingdom figures. So the Autobots do their best to play rescue bots as the Seekers cause havoc.
Roll to the rescue!
Eventually, Blaster piggybacks on Megatron's signal, allowing Carly to discover the source of their transmission. Because of course it's Carly, that girl can do anything. So Carly, Spike, and Powerglide decide to take Optimus Prime to the moon via Omega Supreme. Wait a minute, when did Spike and Carly change into those spacesuits? Well, they do look super cute in them, and they kind of remind me of the one that Marissa Fairborn has. Perhaps these are the predecessors to the ones that the Earth Defense Command will use in the future?
Being zoomed to the moon!
Hey, isn't that Warpath's thing to shout onomatopoeia like that? No, but seriously, this is obviously a nod to the honeymooners. Haha, isn't domestic abuse funny? No, it is not.
I never realized the first astronauts were so fat.
That's not an astronaut, it's a TV comedian. And he was just using space travel as a metaphor for beating his wife.
But you gotta love how Omega Supreme's base mode just appears in a cloud of smoke. It makes absolutely zero sense that all his other components basically teleport to wherever he lands. But hey, that's why we love him. It'd be like Optimus Prime without his disappearing and reappearing trailer. So the Autobots defeat the Decepticons and rescue Blaster and Cosmos. And Blaster suggests building their own Autobot radio station moonbase on Earth's moon. I wonder if this is where they got the idea for Moonbase 1 and 2 in Transformers the movie. Well, this was a fun episode of G1. I like seeing all the space bots kind of get a spotlight. Although I still think it was pretty weird that Spike and Carly were on a date and brought Blaster along. Come on, guys. Let them have some time alone. So be sure to let me know what you thought of this episode of G1 down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here next time for the next episode of the original Transformers series, A Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court. Now this is going to be a fun and interesting one. So I'll see you back here next week for that one.